just watching the film closely and having some time to really study the film. Really, really proud of the way our guys played and fought. You can see it on tape. I saw it really clear today. Their effort's outstanding. They're playing tough. They're playing physical. They're playing for each other. They're bought in. They're never giving up. They expected to win the game. They expected to win it in the fourth. And I appreciate and I love coaching them. Watching the tape, we missed some opportunities. We missed some opportunities to go up. We missed some opportunities to stop them on third down. We missed some opportunities on explosive plays where there was a lot of self-inflicted. And, I'm confident that if we do our job at a higher level, we win that football game. I'm not taking anything away from North Carolina. Again, I respect their staff and their team. But the way our guys came out yesterday, we needed to execute at a higher level more consistently, and that starts with me and the coaches and obviously then the players. But that was a game we could have won, guys. So, with that, we'll do better. We'll keep coaching hard. We got a team that loves each other, and they're going to come out swinging every single week.
Start things off with Rich.
Hi, Jeff. Good morning. What are some of the things that –
Rich, I think you're on mute.
Oh, I don't know. I'm okay, right? Can you hear me?
Or maybe hold on, Rich. Maybe it's me this time. I think maybe my computer volume's down. Hold on 1 second.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, that's on me, Rich. There's no yellow flags, Rich. I saw enough of those last night.
Hey, I hate to bring it up, but that's what I was calling my first question. What are the things that you, Coach Signetti, and Phil can do to curb the false starts? They were drive killers for you guys.
They certainly were, and whether it was from the wide receiver room or the offensive line or the quarterback, we just need to do a better job in practice because you're right, Rich, and that's one of the things that I was talking about. It's 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1, and we're going backward. It's 1st and 10, and then now it's 1st and 15. We're on the 40-yard line. Now we're on the 45. We're on the 50. Now we're on the 45. It's just it can't happen. We need to do a better job of cleaning up that procedurally, and we will. And I think, Rich, a lot of that comes with, we haven't been together for very long, and we need to keep focusing on the little things, and we will.
We'll go next to Julian.
What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, Julian.
I was just curious, man. 56 throws for Phil. Is that what he said? That wasn't what you guys were expecting going into the game, but it's still a lot of throws, like close to this school record. And what does that say about how much you guys are leaning on him and how much you can, how much the keys are really in his hands?
Well, I think it's a good question. I didn't realize we threw the ball that many times until I saw the box score after when I walked off the field. That wasn't the plan going in. We felt good about the O-line and the backs, and we still do. And I thought our O-line played well yesterday. I thought our backs played really well, pass protection and running the football. They came out, and they were being very, very aggressive on defense. I mean, you could see in the first half, it was pressure. It was everybody down in the box. So we had to open it up. And then once we opened it up, we found some success, and our offense was able to move the football. Phil was getting rid of the ball quickly. Still, if you watch the tape, I mean, there are some explosive plays out there that with experience, we could have hit a couple of big ones, Julian. I mean, guys down the middle of the field, and, we just got to keep getting better. But I think what you saw, Phil play a more complete football game from start to finish. And I think you saw some of the throws he made. He's got a chance to be a special player. He's going to learn. He's going to go through some ups and downs this year with the way he studies and the way he prepares. But it certainly wasn't our plan to go in and throw the ball that much. It's, I trust our staff, and they felt that was the best way to attack them with the game plan that North Carolina had for us.
And just as a follow, does it do anything for a coach when a player doesn't even think twice about, like, all right, I've thrown it 56, like, why not, or whatever. I've thrown it 55, and if we need one more for a 2-point conversion, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not tapped out at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the confidence in the throws and the catches we were making, I'm sure Coach Signetti felt really comfortable with that.
We'll go next to Kevin.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, Kevin. How you doing, man?
Good, thanks. 5 trips in the red zone. You guys are 5 for 5. 3 of them are field goals, though. What'd you see down there that's got to change?
Well, same thing we just talked about, and that's that's one of the more disappointing things that we need to do better, coaches and players, right? We dropped some balls in the end zone. I mean, some great throws right on the money. You're talking about 14 points. We took off the board ourselves, and imagine 14 versus 6. And then a couple of times we went backward, whether it was self-inflicted, which is our fault, or it was taking sacks. We were going backward. We need to score touchdowns in the red zone. That's always going to be the plan to win. And we need to emphasize that more, Kevin, because that was a big part of the game. That was one of the things I was talking about. I mean, you can see some of our better players, they had it, they had it, and we didn't come up with them.
We'll go next to Jerry.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
Good, Jerry. How are you?
Doing well. My question isn't too much about football, but besides Chupka's, what's your favorite memory of being in Pittsburgh?
Well, Chupka's is definitely one of them. Richie is a guy that really took care of me, and I'm forever grateful to him. If this were a real world, I'd get him down on the sideline with me for this one. Memories of go on forever, but memories of Dave Wanstead and that staff, and that's where I met my wife. So probably my greatest memory there was meeting Gina. And, I got a lot of good ones, though. A lot of good ones, Jerry. We could probably talk for about an hour, about maybe 5 hours about my memories there.
Give me one.
When?
Just one, real quick.
One memory? Shoot. Besides me and my wife, let's keep that on top. Probably beating West Virginia 13-9 when nobody thought we could win that game. That was probably the most memorable win I had there. But more importantly, it was the people. Dave Wanstead, Paul Rhodes, Charlie Partridge, just Crystal Sala, Bob Junko, like guys that influenced and changed my life, truthfully. Because without them, I wouldn't be here right now. And I probably missed a few, but some of the greatest people that I've met.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
You got it, Jerry.
We'll go next to AJ.
Hey, Coach. Yesterday, a lot of talk going into the game had to do with UNC's wide receiver, especially Brown and Newsome. And looking at the stat, they only combined for 6 catches for about 60 yards. What did you do to kind of attack them, and what did you see out of your secondary that helped neutralize both of those very talented wide receivers?
Well, we mixed up coverage a little bit, and I thought Coach Azar did a great job all week with those guys. We got after them. We pressed them. We played off. We were very aggressive, and we challenged them all week. I thought our corners, truthfully, I thought they played their best game. They trusted their training, their technique. They finished violent. They didn't panic. They were aggressive. We played a bunch of them, and they showed if they could cover those guys, they showed what they're capable of doing. So I appreciate you noticing that, AJ, because those guys probably didn't get as much credit as they deserve for how they played yesterday.
We'll go next to Dan.
Coach, it seemed like early on in that game, UNC got sent a lot of blitzes in. It looked like you guys were bringing some blitzes too. I know John Muse had that strip sack on the interception or got to the quarterback. What just goes into that? Like designing blitzes, knowing when to do it, knowing how to do it, and the situation and which personnel and just how to employ it.
Yeah, Dan, that's a good question. And it's kind of been a little bit of cat and mouse and feeling people out since you don't have too much film on them right now from this year. We went in early in the game and we played some zone, and then we pressured. We couldn't get to the quarterback, and then we got really aggressive, then we backed up. So you go in on your call sheet and you have 4-man rush, you have 5-6-man rush, you have zero pressure, you have simulated pressure, you have fire zones. And you just kind of got to feel out when to use them. It's usually a calculated risk. Where you're at, field position, how aggressive you want to be, how bad do you need to get off the field. Can you get off the field? Is the quarterback going to scramble? There's a lot of conversation between Tim and I talking about third down. We did not do well. That's the other thing, Dan. I mean, if you look early in that game, I think they were like 6 or 7 to start. And the coverage was there. We had a guy, had a sack, and then it's just like we just let him off the hook. I mean, you're talking about changing the game. A couple times we came underneath, the quarterback got the edge. But you want to talk about just being precise and getting that guy down. I mean, he didn't really stay in the pocket and make throws on us. I mean, even the one at the end when the back got out in the end of the first half, when the back kind of got out, shot down the field, and he threw it to him when he was almost across the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's a great play by the kid. So we gotta do some stuff to make sure we keep the quarterbacks in the pocket better.
If I can throw one other thing on top of that too, just on the other side of it, from the offensive side, how do you stop it on the other side when you know a blitz is coming and you got to get a play off?
Well, that goes into, are we in the right protection, right? Is how many guys do we have in protection? Is the tight end going to stay in protection? If not, when's the quarterback going to throw hot? A lot goes into that. Dan, the pass protection and figuring out blitzes are probably some of the more detailed things that we spend time with. And North Carolina, like I noted, I mean, they came after us early. They did. And I thought our O-line did a pretty good job. And I thought Phil did a really good job of keeping his eyes downfield. Some of the throws he made scrambling, I mean, I still don't know how he sees it, but he does.
We'll go to Rich.
Could you just tell us about Spencer Witter a little bit? I mean, Hunter plays a very vulnerable position. You feel you have to have that guy ready to come in at any time and function in your offense?
Yeah, Rich, I'm glad you brought him up. That third down conversion catch he had was awesome. I mean, I think he played his best game. Blocked well, ran good routes, and he's starting to show up. You know, with all the attention that Hunter's getting, that was a really, really great play he made when Phil threw him the ball over the middle there at the end of the game. That kept us going. So I'm really proud of the way he played.
We'll go to Julian.
Just a general question about health statuses of Travis. Any sort of updates on guys?
Well, I'll get down to I saw Travis today quickly in the team meeting. I'll go down to the training room later today after everybody gets checked out after practice. So we'll have a report later on this week. I can always count on you, though, Julian, for asking me about the injury reports.
We'll take two more first with Dan and then Rich.
Coach, I noted that I don't know if we call it a pick two or whatever at the end of the game were actually the first points that the defense or defense allowed, the team is allowed in the fourth quarter. Specifically when you're working across the four quarters on the defensive side of the ball, what has kind of they done or what has Tem done just in general that the defense has been able to adjust over four quarters and say get considerably stronger as the game has moved on?
Well, one, I think our players and how hard they play, they never stop. I think they feed off of each other. And then I think they go even harder in the fourth quarter, which says a lot about our football team and our coaching staff. I think we do a good job of seeing what people are doing and how they're going to attack us. And I think so far we've been able to do a good job of staying ahead. Feeling teams out. I think our defensive staff has done a really good job with that. You got to give the defensive staff a lot of credit, but the players even more. You know, we roll a lot of guys, if you guys have seen. It looks like Vinny has a hockey substitution lines going in. Coach Azar's throwing different DBs in. So we try to make sure that we're ready to roll in the fourth because we believe this year our games are going to be won in the fourth quarter.
And we'll wrap things up with Rich.
Hey, Jeff, where's Aaron Bumari's confidence level right now and your confidence to send him into the game?
Probably an all-time high. At least that's how I feel about him, and I believe his confidence is the same. You know, Rich, earlier on with his injury, I wouldn't have been able to say that. I just think how he's kicked the ball the last 2 weeks. I think he feels great, and I trust him to put the game, obviously, the game on the line with him. So my confidence with him is an all-time high.